All right. This is Saturday, January 20th, 2024, and kind of 14 more months until the spiritual cleansing process on the planet is complete. So 14 months, it's not a long time when we've been doing this for over 26 years already, 26 and 3/4 or something. So we're going to set up a healing field today. We're going to do some healing. That should be a lot of fun. And so we'll just go through and do this. If you haven't done this before, then just when we say we're choosing to set up a healing field for, then you just state your name out loud. So we choose to set up a healing field for, and we ask the Brotherhood of Light, please be present. The Deva of Healing, please be present. Pan of Nature, please be present. Sisterhood of Light, please be present. All of your helpers and guides, please be present. All of my helpers and guides, please be present. Saint Germain, please be present. Metatron, please be present. Kuan Yin, please be present. Master Mo, please be present. Master Kun Li, please be present. Christ Consciousness, please be present. Holders of Space, please be present. Sanat Kumara, please be present. Abrahamanad, please be present. Alcazar, please be present. The Interdimensional Being, please be present. Thoth, please be present. Ra, please be present. Higher Self, please be present. And our Soul Ray group, please be present. We ask to be placed in a field of protection while we do this work. We ask the Higher Self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good, release and integrate at this time. And upon arrival at the event, we invite all souls affected by the event to return to the event, release and integrate the energy of the event for themselves. And we ask that they all be placed in a field of protection while they do the work. Upon arrival at the event, we ask the Higher Self to assist us to release and integrate all energies of the event, gently and easily, fully and completely on all levels and through all space and time. Okay, there's the event. The event that the Higher Self took us back to is the one that would be of the highest good for you to release and integrate at this time. So just begin to notice where you're feeling things in your body, in your field around your body. Are you feeling any particular areas that feel tight? This doesn't need to be what you're feeling, but I'll just describe a little bit about what I'm feeling, and it probably is what you're feeling, because this is how I do healing sessions over the phone, is I actually feel what the person is, where they're stuck. So I feel it in myself. So I would say that I feel it in the solar plexus, so just down below the sternum. That feels a bit uncomfortable right now. And then also in the center of the chest is a pretty common area to hold some tension. Also the lower part, front part of the throat, neck area, that has a fair amount of tension. The middle of the back between the scapulas has a fair amount of tension. And there seems to be some discomfort in the right femur head, so where the leg bone connects to the pelvic bone, that sort of area. And it feels like there could be some opening up of the chakras in the bottom of the feet. Just imagine they're right in the arch of the feet. Just imagine them getting as big as a good-sized frisbee. Yeah. Just open them up real wide like that, yeah. And then the energy will begin moving. And so some of those other places of tension, like if you know where your kidneys are, those seem pretty active right now. And the kidneys are related to fight or flight. And so, so is this area of the jaw, the temporomandibular joint, the occiput, the base of the skull, the back portion of the skull, the occiput, that's related to fight or flight. The shoulders are related to fight or flight. Kidneys, adrenals, small intestine are related to fight or flight. I'm actually feeling more irritation related to related to these energetics. There seems to be a lot of anger, irritation, energy going on. I'm not feeling near as much grief in this particular session as I felt over the last 4 or 5 days, where I was holding space for some clients who had a loved one passing, and and one person did pass, and so there's a lot of easing of that grief that I'd been clearing for a number of days. And now you may find yourself starting to yawn because as these release free up and the fear releases, a lot of the tension in the jaw releases. So that's happening right now. You might feel some tingling in your chest. You might feel a little bit of expansion of your chest. When I do sessions with clients, I do it over the phone because I don't actually want them to be distracted by all these movements I'm making, and I'm going to do my best not to make too many movements here, but sometimes just to release the tension, I find like it's helpful to move just a bit, just to kind of free it up a little bit, because some of these energies have been stuck there for a long time. And it's my understanding, and that doesn't mean it's necessarily so, because a lot of my information comes from beings that aren't in bodies. So the communication is just inside my head. So, and has been as long as I can remember. As a child, I was talking to these beings. And the reason I'm quite sure that these are higher level beings, because they've never told me to do anything, well, stupid, but I have to take that back. I thought it was pretty stupid when they told me to set up a world healing field to ground the disturbed energy of the planet back in the end of January of 2020, which was a pretty significant year, if my memory serves me well, which I attempt to have my memory not serve me too well about too many things, just to, here and gone. This tension is here and then possibly gone. Sometimes it takes a little longer, sometimes it goes a little faster, it just depends. But yeah, I do kind of remember when they suggested that I set up a world healing field for the planet, and I was just like, that's ridiculous. And I think you would say the same thing. First of all, if you have people that talk inside your head, you're yourself. You get to argue with them, even if they're like high spiritual beings. You can still argue with them. Why not? I mean, that's why you're here and they're there, because they're up in that place where they don't have to argue with each other, and we're down in here, this place where everybody seems to argue with each other and have an opinion and know everything. And so I would say that I'm recovering from that fairly well, I think, and I think my wife thinks so as well. So I'd take her word over mine in terms of my recovery from being a know-it-all. Because when you think of yourself as a know-it-all, there's a tendency not to learn anything because you know it all. And so when you just go, oh, I don't know much, I know very little, you can even go as far as to say that you know nothing. I mean, that doesn't negate the fact you may know your name, but you could say that, you know very little, you know nothing. You're learning constantly, and you're enjoying the process of being in the present moment. And the more you release these old emotions, the less beliefs that you require for yourself. Because I've been told, and I trust that this is true, that all our beliefs are stories that we've made up based on unresolved emotions from past experiences. So It's called, sometimes people call them traumas, sometimes people call them overwhelming events. Things that really shock you, like if you're in the stands of the football stadium and your brother's the quarterback and your father has a heart attack and dies, you know, next to you in the stands. This was not expected, and but it occurred. And, maybe you were young. And maybe I'm not talking about you. Maybe I'm talking about someone I know, though, who's no longer young, So they're, maybe in their 90s. And maybe this occurred when they were 13. So this occurred 82 years ago. And, we get over it or we don't get over it. It just is up to us whether or not we're willing to let go and integrate all those emotions. So right now we've gone back to an event. The higher self has taken us back to an event that it would be in the highest good for us to release and integrate at this time. And we're back at this event on a soul level. And, people who like to see the events they're clearing, I don't care to see them anymore, but I can kind of tell the intensity of them based on how uncomfortable I am when we go back to it. Like maybe I'm not very uncomfortable, and then we set up a field, and then we ask the higher self to take us back to an event that would be of the highest good to release and integrate at this time. And all of a sudden we're really uncomfortable. Like, so right now my neck is really tight, my back is really tight. You can see how my head looks like it's sinking into my shoulders. That's just a lot of energy being released. And this is, an event that, I need to release. And this is an event, if you're watching this, that you need to release. And the faster we're willing to let these energies go like that was really good. So if you felt that, kind of like you can think about it as you're watching this in the future for me, but it'll be the present for you. But I'm just saying good job, because I could feel those energies just release, and they're releasing in the future. But they're releasing in the present as well, because it's all the same, the future, the present, and the past. Like if we're clearing a past event in the present, but I'm setting this field up for you that you'll watch it in the future. But in the future, when you watch it, it's just the present. And kind of the event that was going on in the past may be just a present on some multi-dimensional reality. So you don't have to understand it. You just need to let go. You don't even need to let go. You can just choose to let go, because the more you let go, the more these emotional energies are done, and getting one event clear at a time is plenty. Because especially if it's another lifetime event, then it can clear many of the effects it had all the way up to this lifetime. So you can get multiple lifetime clearings from one event, one significant event, like we're back at right now. So that was kind of fast. The energy of the event have been cleared, so I'm going to say these words. I ask the higher self in our soul group to assist all the souls that return to the event to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event, and bring that combined soul back into their body in present time with all of its wisdom, power, and clarity. And you may feel something come into your body. That's your soul, but it's an expanded soul, because it collected a part of you back at the event that had remained at the event. And that part of you had already cleared the event. It's the part of you that you think of your soul now that went back to the event to clear it for yourself at this time. And so then I ask all those souls to ground themselves into the healing center of the earth and open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies into the earth at this time. And you might have felt that portal open up. Very big portal. Lots of new energies coming in. These are energies to enhance this ascension process, to make it easier for us to go through the process. You may say, well, it doesn't feel very easy to me. And I would say, no, it doesn't feel very easy to me, but it could have been worse. Could have been harder. I mean, you go, I can't imagine it being harder. And I go, well, neither can I. And I'm probably glad that we're not imagining it being harder, because it's hard enough without us imagining it being harder. So good job. We're doing well. And so now we ask the higher self and our soul group to bring the new energies for the upliftment of the planet at this time. And then you may feel these really nice energies going in. Yeah, good job. They're still coming in. So there must be a lot of people going to watch this video, or there must be a lot of souls that went back to this event, because this is a lot of energy coming in right now. And then we ask that that energy be activated. Yeah, pretty fun. I know. I get to do this multiple times a week. And if I'm really working with some stuff, I set up a field for myself, like sometimes 3-4 times a week, just set it up for myself, as well as the number of clients that I may have in a week, setting the field up for them, and then working with the World Healing Field 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 4 years coming up, because I set it up at the end of January of 2020. So, we're almost to the end of January 2020 and 2024. So it's almost been 4 years. Another week or so, and it will have been 4 years ago that I set up the World Healing Field. And the first year was the hardest. The first year and the last 4 months were the hardest. But who cares? Because we're in the present moment. I mean, I've got a roof over my head. I've got some food to eat.